Welcome, everyone, and thank you for being here today. It's truly a pleasure to stand before you as we dive into an important topic, a wake call for change. Change is something we all experience at different stages of our lives, but it often takes a moment of reflection, or perhaps even a wake-up call to recognize the need for transformation. Today, we're going to explore how embracing change can unlock new opportunities and lead us to personal growth. I encourage you to stay open, engage with the ideas presented, and take away something valuable that will help guide you on your own journey of change. Let's begin this conversation with the understanding that change is not only possible, it's essential for growth and success. Thank you again for being here, and I hope this message resonates with each of you as we explore this journey together. We often live our lives on autopilot, going through the motions, following routines, and accepting circumstances without questioning them. But sometimes life hits us with a wake-up call, an event or realization that forces us to stop and reflect. It's in those moments that we find ourselves confronted with the stark reality that change is not just necessary, it's essential. We are all capable of change, but too often we allow fear, doubt, and complacency to hold us back. Change is uncomfortable. It challenges us to step outside of what we know, to face our weaknesses, and to confront our deepest fears. But here's the truth. Nothing ever grows in the comfort zone. Nothing ever improves when you stay in the same place, doing the same things day after day. Growth requires discomfort. It demands that we embrace uncertainty and take risks. The first step in this process is acknowledging where we are. We must take a hard look at our current situation and ask ourselves, am I truly where I want to be? Am I living up to my potential? Am I pursuing the things that truly matter? Too many of us go through life stuck in patterns that no longer serve us. We might be in jobs that drain us, relationships that hold us back, or living in a way that doesn't align with our values or dreams. But what if I told you that right now, at this very moment, you have the power to change all of that? The power to change starts with one decision, the decision to stop accepting things as they are and take action to create the life you truly want. Too often we wait for the perfect moment, the ideal circumstances, or the right opportunities. But the truth is, there will never be a perfect moment. The perfect moment is always now. The only thing standing between you and the change you seek is your willingness to act. One of the biggest obstacles to change is the fear of failure. Many of us are afraid to take the first step because we worry about what might go wrong. But let me remind you, failure is not the end. Failure is a part of the process. Every successful person, every person who has ever achieved something great has faced failure along the way. But what separates those who succeed from those who don't is not the absence of failure, but the ability to rise again after falling. Every setback is a lesson, every mistake an opportunity to learn and grow. The fear of failure is closely tied to the fear of judgment. We worry about what others will think, whether we will be criticized or ridiculed for trying something new. But the reality is that the people who criticize you are not the ones living your life. You are. And when you stand at the end of your life, you will not remember the opinions of others. You will remember the courage it took to pursue your dreams. The people who matter will respect you for your determination and your willingness to take risks. The others, they don't matter. They are not the ones who define your success or happiness. Another barrier to change is the belief that it's too late. Maybe you feel like you've missed your chance, that the window of opportunity has closed. Well, let me tell you something, it is never too late. The only time it's too late is when you stop trying. Life is not a race, and it's not about how fast you go, it's about taking consistent steps in the right direction. No matter how slow they might seem. As long as you're moving forward, as long as you're learning and growing, you are growing. Every step, no matter how small, brings you closer to the person you are meant to become. We must also recognize that change requires sacrifice. It requires letting go of old habits, old beliefs, and old ways of thinking. The process of transformation is not always easy, but it is always worth it. When you commit to change, you will encounter obstacles and setbacks. There will be days when you feel like giving up, when the journey seems too long and the results too far out of reach. But those are the moments when you must dig deep and remind yourself of why you started. Success does not come overnight. It comes from consistent effort, from pushing through the difficult moments, and from refusing to quit when things get tough. The greatest barrier to change, however, is not external. It's internal. It's the voice inside your head that tells you you're not good enough, not capable, and not worthy of success. That voice is a liar. It's a product of your fears and insecurities. It's the voice of your past experiences, your failures, and the opinions of others. But you are not defined by your past. You are not limited by your mistakes. You are capable of more than you know. And the only thing standing in your way is the belief that you can't. So how do you break through this internal barrier? You start by changing the way you think about yourself. Instead of focusing on what you lack, focus on what you can offer. Instead of dwelling on your weaknesses, highlight your strengths. Remind yourself that you have everything you need to succeed within you. The only thing you need to change is your mindset. When you change the way you think, you change the way you act. And when you change the way you act, you change your life. It's also important to surround yourself with people who support and encourage your growth. There are people in this world who will try to hold you back, who will tell you that your dreams are too big or unrealistic. But the people who truly care about you, the ones who want to see you succeed, will encourage you to push harder, to reach higher, and to never give up on your dreams. These are the people you need to be around. You don't need to listen to the naysayers or the doubters. Listen to those who believe in you and your potential. Change is a process, not an event. It doesn't happen overnight, and it's not always easy. But it's the only way to move forward, to become the person you were always meant to be. Every day is a new opportunity to make a different choice, to take a step closer to the life you desire. It's time to stop waiting for the perfect moment, for the stars to align. The moment is now. The time for change is now. And the first step begins with you. Now don't wait until life forces you to change. Don't wait for a wake-up call that shakes you to your core. Take control now. Make the decision to change today. You don't have to have everything figured out. You just have to start, because when you start, you open the door to endless possibilities. When you take that first step, you begin a journey that will transform your life in ways you never thought possible. The road ahead may be challenging. There will be times when you doubt yourself, when you question whether it's worth it. But keep going. Keep pushing forward. Every challenge is an opportunity to prove to yourself what you're capable of. Every obstacle is a stepping stone toward your success. And every day that you refuse to give up brings you closer to the person you were always meant to be. Change is not easy, but it is the only way to grow. It's the only way to live the life you were destined to live. So don't wait any longer. The time for change is now. Your future is in your hands. And the power to create the life you desire lies within you. The only question is, are you ready to take that first step? Living on autopilot is when we go through life without fully engaging with our thoughts, actions, or the choices we make. It's a state where we follow routines and habits without questioning their value or purpose, allowing our days to pass by in a blur. We wake up, go to work, come home, repeat, and the cycle continues, often without any significant deviation. This way of living is driven by habit rather than conscious intention, and it can lead to a feeling of stagnation or emptiness because we're not actively shaping our lives or pursuing our true desires. When we live on autopilot, we may be unaware of the opportunities around us to improve, grow, or create meaningful change. We fall into the trap of simply going through the motions, doing what we've always done without realizing that this can limit our potential. We become disconnected from our true purpose, as our actions are driven by external expectations or ingrained patterns, rather than by a deep understanding of what we truly want or need. Over time, this can lead to dissatisfaction or a sense of unfulfilled potential. This autopilot mode often comes from comfort and the desire for stability. Change feels uncertain, and it's easier to stay in familiar routines than face the discomfort that comes with growth. However, when we continue to live in this automatic mode, we miss the opportunity to actively create the life we want. Instead of being the driver of our own destiny, we let circumstances, past experiences, and societal expectations dictate the direction of our lives. Living on autopilot can keep us from fully experiencing the richness of life. It's only when we wake up from this passive existence that we can begin to truly make conscious choices about our future. By reflecting on where we are, where we want to go, and what steps we need to take to get there, we break free from the automatic cycle and start living with intention. This shift requires awareness, but it opens the door to greater fulfillment, growth, and the realization of our fullest potential. The power of change lies in its ability to transform our lives and take us beyond the limitations we place on ourselves. Change forces us to step out of our comfort zones, confronting fears and uncertainties that might otherwise keep us stagnant. It's through change that we can challenge our current situation, question our habits, and make choices that align more closely with our true desires. While it may be uncomfortable at first, change is the catalyst for personal growth and improvement, unlocking opportunities that we would never have encountered had we stayed in familiar, safe environments. When we embrace change, we tap into our potential for growth. It's in those moments of discomfort and uncertainty that we expand our abilities and find new strengths. Every challenge and every moment of change is an opportunity to become a better version of ourselves. We learn how to adapt, how to deal with failure, and how to turn adversity into a lesson that propels us forward. Without change, we remain confined to the same patterns, which can eventually lead to frustration and stagnation. Change forces us to evolve, and it's only by evolving that we can reach new heights. The power of change also comes from its ability to shift our mindset. Change doesn't only affect external circumstances, it reshapes how we view ourselves and the world around us. When we decide to change, we open ourselves up to new perspectives, different ways of thinking, and the possibility of something better. The act of changing often involves rethinking old beliefs, letting go of limiting thoughts, and adopting a mindset that is open to growth and opportunity. This shift can be life-changing, as it frees us from the constraints we have built around ourselves, allowing us to take risks and pursue goals we once thought impossible. When you truly acknowledge your situation, you gain the power to take control. It's easy to get lost in distractions, to make excuses, or to blame external factors for your lack of progress. But facing the truth about your life gives you the clarity to take responsibility for your actions and decisions. It allows you to break free from denial, the dial of complacency, and move toward the life you want. This self-awareness helps you identify patterns that are holding you back, whether they are habits, mindsets, or relationships that no longer serve your best interests. Acknowledging your current situation also helps you to define your goals and set a clear path for change. When you understand where you are starting from, you can determine where you want to go. You can assess the gaps between your current reality and your ideal life and identify what actions need to be taken. This understanding allows you to create a strategy to set both short-term and long-term goals and to begin making deliberate decisions that lead to transformation. Without this awareness, your efforts may lack direction, and you may find yourself spinning in circles without making real progress. Most importantly, acknowledging your situation requires honesty and self-compassion. It's easy to feel overwhelmed and defeated by the challenges in front of you, but facing your reality doesn't mean you're giving up. It's about recognizing that you have the power to change, and that change begins with understanding where you are. By being honest with yourself, you take the first step toward growth and transformation. Acknowledging your current situation is not a sign of weakness, but a powerful declaration of your commitment to making positive changes and taking control of your future. Action is the key to turning dreams into reality. While thinking, planning, and dreaming about change are important, they remain just thoughts until you take the necessary steps to bring them to life. It's easy to get stuck in a cycle of overthinking where you believe that more planning or waiting for the perfect moment will make everything fall into place. But nothing will change until you take action. The power of action lies in its ability to move you forward no matter how small the steps may seem at first. Each step you take builds momentum, bringing you closer to the results you desire. Taking action is often the hardest part because it requires commitment and the willingness to face the unknown. Fear, self-doubt, and uncertainty can make us hesitate or hold back, convincing us that we are not ready or capable. But waiting for the right time or the perfect circumstances will often lead to missed opportunities. The truth is, there is no perfect moment, there is only the present. By acting now, you begin the process of transformation, and with each action you take, you build confidence in your ability to succeed. Success isn't born from perfect conditions, but from the willingness to take risks and keep moving forward despite challenges. Taking action also forces you to learn and grow. When you put your plans into motion, you immediately encounter obstacles and setbacks. These challenges are not signs of failure, rather, they are opportunities to learn, adjust, and improve. Action teaches you valuable lessons that you can't gain from simply planning or wishing for success. Each experience, whether good or bad, provides insights that help you refine your approach, become more resilient, and develop new skills. The process of taking action is what shapes you into the person capable of achieving your goals. Ultimately, action is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. It's not enough to have an idea or a goal. You must follow through by consistently taking action, even when it feels difficult or uncertain. Action creates the momentum you need to move closer to your dreams, turning aspirations into tangible results. The key is to start, no matter how small the first step may seem, and continue pushing forward, knowing that every action brings you one step closer to the life you want to create. Fear of failure is one of the most common barriers to taking action and pursuing our goals. It stems from the deep-seated belief that failing is not only a negative outcome, but something that defines us. This fear holds us back from trying new things, stepping outside our comfort zones, or fully committing to the changes we desire. We worry about how others will perceive us, or we fear the potential consequences that might follow a failure. The weight of this fear often leads to hesitation and avoidance, making it seem safer to stay stuck than risk the possibility of not succeeding. However, the fear of failure often prevents us from recognizing the valuable lessons that failure offers. It's important to realize that failure is not the end, it is simply a part of the learning process. Every successful person has encountered failure along the way. The difference lies in how they respond to it. Failure is an opportunity to adjust, to refine your approach, and to grow stronger. In fact, failure can be a greater teacher than success itself, as it pushes us to confront our weaknesses, improve our strategies, and find new solutions. Without embracing failure, we limit our potential for growth and improvement. The fear of failure also often arises from perfectionism, where we set unrealistic expectations for ourselves and our performance. This mindset paralyzes us as we wait for the perfect moment or for everything to line up perfectly before we take action. In reality, there is no such thing as perfection. Mistakes and missteps are part of the journey, and the sooner we accept them, the sooner we can move forward with confidence. Overcoming the fear of failure requires a shift in perspective. Instead of fearing failure, we must learn to embrace it as a stepping stone to success. We need to redefine failure, seeing it not as a reflection of our abilities or worth, but as a necessary part of the process of growth and achievement. Once we can accept that failure is not something to fear, but something to learn from, we can approach our goals with courage and determination, knowing that every setback is simply a lesson in disguise. This mindset shift empowers us to keep moving forward, no matter the obstacles in our path. Overcoming the fear of judgment is a critical step in unlocking personal growth and achieving success. Many of us are paralyzed by the thoughts and opinions of others, constantly worrying about how we will be perceived or what people will think of our decisions and actions. This fear often holds us back from pursuing our passions, expressing our true selves, or taking risks that could lead to growth. We're so concerned with approval and acceptance from others that we may suppress our own desires, dreams, and authenticity, ultimately living a life based on external validation rather than our own beliefs and aspirations. The fear of judgment comes from the deep-seated need for social acceptance and the desire to fit in. From a young age, we are conditioned to seek approval, whether from parents, teachers, peers, or society. This desire to be liked and to conform can make us hesitant to stand out or take unconventional paths, especially if we anticipate criticism or rejection. However, the reality is that no matter what we do, someone will always have an opinion, and trying to please everyone is not only impossible, but also detrimental to our own growth and happiness. Overcoming this fear involves shifting our focus from external judgment to internal validation. We must begin to value ourselves and trust our decisions, regardless of what others may think. Building self-confidence and self-worth is crucial in this process, as it enables us to stand firm in our choices and remain true to our goals. When we stop seeking validation from others, we free ourselves to live authentically and pursue what truly matters to us. This shift in mindset allows us to take risks without the constant fear of criticism or failure, knowing that our worth is not defined by others' opinions. Ultimately, overcoming the fear of judgment is about embracing the fact that we cannot control how others perceive us, and that's okay. It's about understanding that criticism, when it comes, is often a reflection of the other person's values or insecurities, not an objective truth about ourselves. When we learn to ignore the fear of judgment and stay focused on our own path, we become more resilient, more confident, and more capable of achieving our dreams. It's only by breaking free from the chains of others' opinions that we can fully step into our own power and live a life that is true to who we are. The idea that it's never too late is a powerful reminder that time should not be seen as a limiting factor in our lives. Many people convince themselves that age, past failures, or missed opportunities mean it's too late to make a change or pursue a dream. This belief can be paralyzing, leading to inaction and regret. However, the truth is that life is full of opportunities for growth no matter where you are in your journey. It's never too late to start over, to learn something new, or to change the direction of your life. As long as you're breathing, you have the power to create new possibilities for yourself. The fear of it being too late often stems from the comparison trap, where we look at others and think they've achieved more or are farther along in life. This mindset can discourage us from pursuing our own goals, as we feel that we've missed the boat, or that success is only meant for the younger or more fortunate. But this is a dangerous way of thinking, as it overlooks the fact that everyone's path is unique. There are countless examples of people who achieve greatness later in life, proving that age or past mistakes are not barriers, but rather the experiences shape our wisdom and resilience. It's important to understand that every moment offers a chance for change. And the key is to take action now, regardless of where you are. No matter how long you've put off a goal, no matter how many obstacles you've faced, It is never too late to begin again. Starting is often the hardest part. But once you make the decision to take action, you begin the process of transformation. With every small step forward, you're moving closer to the person you want to become and the life you want to create. Ultimately, believing that it's never too late allows you to live without regret, free from the idea that you've missed your chance. Time is something that is constantly in motion. And the best way to use it is by making the most of the present. Instead of dwelling on past mistakes or missed opportunities, focus on what you can do now to shape your future. It's never too late to take control of your life, make changes, and strive toward a future filled with growth, success, and fulfillment. The necessity of sacrifice is a fundamental principle in the pursuit of success and personal growth. Sacrifice is not about giving up everything for nothing, but really choices that align with your long-term goals, even if it means letting go of short-term comforts or desires. Every great achievement comes at a cost, whether it's time, energy, or willingness to forgo instant gratification. In order to rise above the challenges we face and move toward our higher potential, we must understand that success often requires us to make difficult decisions and prioritize what truly matters. Sacrifice isn't always easy, and it can come in many forms. It might mean working late nights when others are resting, choosing to invest in your future rather than spending money on temporary pleasures, or distancing yourself from relationships or habits that are hindering your progress. These sacrifices may feel difficult at times, but they are necessary steps in the journey to self-improvement and achievement. Without sacrifice, we remain comfortable, stuck in patterns that don't push us forward. It's through sacrifice that we learn discipline, focus, and the ability to endure through the tough times. Sacrifice teaches us to make conscious choices that reflect our values and our commitment to our goals. It's easy to get distracted by the noise of everyday life and to fall into the trap of seeking immediate satisfaction. However, when we prioritize our long-term vision over momentary indulgences, we gain clarity and strengthen our pursuits. Sacrificing in the right areas allows us to channel our energy and resources toward what truly matters, helping us stay on course even when faced with temptations or setbacks. Every decision to sacrifice brings us one step closer to achieving the life we've envisioned. The necessity of sacrifice is a reminder that no worthwhile goal comes without effort. Whether you're working toward personal growth, a career goal, or building meaningful relationships, sacrifice is part of the process. It's about understanding that the rewards on the other side of sacrifice are far greater than the temporary discomforts or losses we experience along the way. Sacrifice isn't a punishment, it's an investment in the future you are working to create. And it is what makes all the difference in achieving the success and fulfillment you desire. Internal barriers to change are often the most difficult obstacles to overcome because they originate within ourselves. These barriers are shaped by our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions, and they can significantly hinder our ability to make meaningful changes in our lives. One of the most common internal barriers is fear, whether it's the fear of failure, rejection, or the unknown. This fear can paralyze us, preventing us from taking the first step toward change. When we let fear control our actions, we stay stuck in our comfort zones, avoiding the risks and challenges that are essential for growth. Another internal barrier is self-doubt. We may struggle with feelings of inadequacy or question whether we are capable of achieving the change we desire. These feelings often stem from past experiences or negative beliefs we've developed about ourselves. When we lack self-confidence, we are more likely to second-guess ourselves and hesitate to take the necessary actions. This self-doubt can create a cycle of inaction where we convince ourselves that we are not worthy or not ready for the changes we want to make, even though we have the potential to succeed. Negative thought patterns also play a significant role in preventing change. Our minds are often filled with limiting beliefs, such as I'm not good enough, I can't do this, or it's too late to start. These beliefs are often ingrained over time through societal conditioning, past failures, or negative experiences. Such thoughts limit our ability to see new possibilities and can make us feel trapped in a cycle of stagnation. Overcoming these negative thought patterns requires conscious effort to challenge and replace them with empowering beliefs that support our growth and potential. Lastly, emotional resistance is a powerful internal barrier to change. Change can bring up feelings of discomfort, anxiety, or even sadness, as it often involves leaving behind old habits, relationships, or aspects of our identity. The emotional pull of these attachments can make us hesitant to let go and move forward. Even though we may consciously want to change, our emotions can create a powerful tug that holds us back. Overcoming emotional resistance requires patience, self-compassion, and the willingness to face uncomfortable emotions as part of the transformation process. By acknowledging and addressing these internal barriers, we can begin to break free from the mental and emotional constraints that keep us from embracing change. Building a positive mindset is essential for overcoming challenges and achieving long-term success. It starts with shifting our perspective, focusing on what we can control, and embracing a mindset that looks for opportunities rather than obstacles. A positive mindset doesn't mean ignoring difficulties or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing to view situations in a way that empowers us rather than discouraging us. When we train ourselves to focus on solutions instead of problems, we build resilience and confidence, allowing us to navigate life's ups and downs with a sense of hope and purpose. One of the first steps in building a positive mindset is practicing gratitude. By focusing on the things we're thankful for, we begin to shift our attention from what's going wrong to what's going right. This simple practice can rewire our brains to look for the good in every situation, even when faced with adversity. Gratitude helps us cultivate a sense of abundance rather than a scarcity, which in turn opens us up to greater possibilities. As we consistently remind ourselves of our blessings, we begin to naturally develop a more optimistic outlook on life. Another key component of building a positive mindset is self-talk. Our internal dialogue has a profound impact on how we perceive ourselves and the world around us. Negative self-talk can limit our potential, making us believe that we're not good enough or that success is out of reach. To build a positive mindset, we must consciously replace these limiting thoughts with affirmations that reinforce our strengths and capabilities. By speaking to ourselves with kindness and encouragement, we boost our confidence and reinforce the belief that we have the power to achieve our goals. Surrounding ourselves with positivity is crucial for building a positive mindset. The people we spend time with, the media we consume, and the environments we immerse ourselves in all influence our mental state. By seeking out uplifting and supportive relationships, engaging in activities that inspire us, and protecting ourselves from negativity, we create an environment that nurtures a positive mindset. The more we surround ourselves with positivity, the easier it becomes to adopt a mindset that is focused on growth, possibility, and success. A positive mindset is not something we are born with, but something we cultivate through conscious effort, patience, and practice. Surrounding yourself with support is a crucial aspect of personal growth and success. The people we choose to be around have a profound impact on our mindset, energy, and overall well-being. Having a strong support system means surrounding yourself with individuals who believe in you, encourage your ambitions, and challenge you to grow. These people can offer advice, provide a fresh perspective, or simply be there when times get tough. They help create an environment in which you feel empowered and motivated to pursue your goals, knowing that you have a network of support to lean on when needed. A supportive environment can also help us overcome challenges and setbacks more easily. When we face difficulties, it's easy to feel isolated and overwhelmed, but having people who understand, empathize, and encourage us through hard times makes all the difference. Supportive friends, family, or mentors can provide comfort and reassurance, reminding us that obstacles are temporary and can be overcome. Their belief in us can fuel our own belief, helping us stay focused on our path and continue moving forward, even when things seem uncertain or difficult. In addition to emotional support, the right people can also offer practical guidance. Whether it's advice on navigating a career, tips on improving personal habits or helping brainstorming solutions to a problem. Having people who bring expertise to the table can accelerate our growth. A strong support system holds us accountable, helps us make informed decisions, and shares in the joy of our successes. Surrounding ourselves with those who are knowledgeable and knowledge-weary can also inspire us to aim higher and push our limits. However, it's important to be selective about the people you allow into your inner circle. Not all relationships are supportive, and some may drain your energy or hold you back. Toxic relationships, characterized by negativity, criticism, or indifference, can undermine your confidence and hinder your progress. To build a strong support system, it's essential to distance yourself from those who bring you down and focus on nurturing relationships that are positive, uplifting, and encouraging. By surrounding yourself with people who genuinely care about your well-being and success, you create a foundation for personal growth and achievement. Change is a process, not an event, and understanding this concept is key to embracing transformation in our lives. Often we expect change to happen quickly or dramatically, but the reality is that meaningful transformation takes time. Whether it's in our personal habits, careers, relationships, or mindset, change requires consistent effort and a willingness to be patient with ourselves. We may encounter setbacks along the way or feel discouraged at times, but it's important to recognize that progress is being made, even when it feels slow. Change is a journey, and each small step we take brings us closer to where we want to be. Part of understanding that change is a process is accepting that it involves both successes and failures. There will be moments of growth where we feel proud of our achievements, but there will also be challenges that make us question whether we're on the right path. It's easy to become frustrated when we don't see immediate results. But it's during these difficult moments that we often learn the most about ourselves. The key is not to give up, but to view these challenges as part of the learning process. Over time, the accumulation of these experiences helps us build the skills, habits, and mindset necessary for lasting change. Change also requires a shift in perspective. It's about redefining our beliefs, letting go of old patterns and replacing them with new, empowering ones. This mental shift is often the most difficult part of the process, as our minds naturally cling to what is familiar and comfortable. However, as we practice new ways of thinking and acting, they begin to feel more natural. This process of change takes time and repetition, but over time it becomes ingrained in who we are, and we start to see the results in our actions and outcomes. In conclusion, the journey of change is both challenging and rewarding, and it is a process that requires commitment, patience, and a willingness to face our fears and limitations. The internal barriers we face, fear, doubt, negative thought patterns, and emotional resistance, are all part of the human experience, but they do not have to define us. By acknowledging these barriers and taking intentional action, we can break free from the autopilot mode that holds us back and begin the transformative journey toward a better version of ourselves. The power to change lies within each of us, and it's never too late to take that first step. Building a positive mindset, surrounding ourselves with supportive individuals, and understanding that change is a gradual process are all essential elements in this journey. Sacrifice, while difficult, is a necessary part of growth, as it helps us focus on what truly matters and move toward the life we want. By confronting our fears and embracing the discomfort that comes with change, we unlock new possibilities and become more resilient in the face of adversity. Remember, the greatest achievements come not from avoiding challenges, but from pushing through them with determination and belief in ourselves. Ultimately, the path to change is unique for each individual, but it begins with the choice to take action, no matter how small the steps may be. As we continue to grow, we realize that every effort we make, every challenge we face, and every lesson we learn brings us closer to the person we are meant to become. The journey may be long, but with persistence, courage, and a willingness to embrace the process, we can transform our lives and create the future we desire. Change is not only possible, it's within your reach, and it starts today. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I truly appreciate the opportunity to share these thoughts with you, and I hope that something resonated with you today. Remember, change is a journey that we all can take, and it starts with the courage to begin. I wish you all the best as you move forward on your path to growth and transformation. Take care, stay strong, and always believe in your ability to create the life you desire. Goodbye.